Hi, my name is LaShawn Proctor. My name is spelled Lashawn. My last name is Proctor, Proctor.
Can you tell, I guess, what was going through your mind? It was a lengthy, you were trying your best to keep her calm, to keep her on the phone, to not have her panic. What's going through your, I mean, how do you do that? I mean, obviously it's your job, but like really, I mean, this is a woman who's freaking out, who's scared she may die, and you have to keep her calm until officers arrive. What are you thinking?
Right then, when she called, she was panicky. It's just to get them calm because we have to find out where she was at. So, right at that moment when she first called in, she wasn't quite sure where she was located. So, in order to get the best direction or best area to send officers to, we have to get a location. So, you have to calm her down. And the way you do that is just reassure her that it's going to be okay, because it is going to be okay if we can get to her and save her. And once we got to kind of calm down and she could kind of remember and tell me different things, it's taking her focus the situation. Tell me what you see. Tell me what was the last thing that you saw, or where were you going? So once you start talking about that and she mentions her daughter and she was going to work, she started focusing more on where was I at, and she kind of calmed down some. I think what kind of started making her panic a little bit more was when the car started moving. So it's just letting her know the steps to be prepared. And when you let her know to be prepared, it won't be a shock where we have to say, you may have to get out your car and get on the roof. She was okay with that. She just wanted to get to her daughter and pick her up. And with the scenario of that, we talked about different things. She didn't want me to get off the phone with her, and I assured her I would stay on the phone with her until we got to the location. She was wondering where everybody was at. And if you tell them step by step what's going on, they'll be calm because they know that we're trying to get to her. She knew that. So it was just getting and finding her location.
And you do the pinging of the phone where you're at?
No, what happens is with the pinging of the phones, the supervisors do that. So I notified my supervisor of the situation that I had someone in high water, and then after that, the area, it was like she really doesn't know where she's at, but she remembered, and she used her GPS. So the pinging of the phone, the supervisors or the sergeant that's there, they work with that scenario, and then they give me a good location to go with and put in.
Have you guys met and talked since then?
No, I haven't had the opportunity to meet her.
What was going through your mind at the very end of officers were there, they were at the car. How did you feel, I guess, knowing that finally at least officers found her, they were there, you got them there safely, you kept her calm? What are you thinking at the end there?
It was a relief. We were able to communicate with the officers through the call sheets, and for her, and I even let her know the officers are surrounding you. They are there. We're just trying to get to you. And I let her know the different options that the officers were taking so she wouldn't think that they were just there and looking for a way. I told her step by step where the officers at. I let her know that the officers were trying to get to her and that they were trying to get a boat. So for her to actually see someone, she had a relief. For me to tell her to try to scream and let them hear, that relieved her and made her feel a little bit more calm, like they're here, they're close. And then when she heard the officer voice and I heard the officer voice saying, I got you, that was just like, it was a happy moment for both of us.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All of you. Now we have video?
Yeah, we have.
A little bit of video that will play.
Just to the west side of us.
He's gonna be in here somewhere, James.
Yeah.
I just can't figure out where. Must be really deep.
Yep.
Here.
Nope.
Tell them to turn off their blinking light and then have.
See if we can find her. Are you walking in the water? Alright, well, let's see if you can see her vehicle. She's
Damn,
probably
it's cold.
300 feet, 400 feet north of my direction. So, y'all have Simon complaining? She's quite a ways ahead of me, so I'm going to have to walk through. I don't know how deep this water
I
is.
don't know how deep this is going to get, guys.
20, we're walking that way too. Myself and Romeo 346, we're already past our knees in this water. 2240, do you have a location where she's close to? Between our two locations we got right now. 10-4.
I don't know how much further I'm going to be able to get out here because I'm not supposed, y'all.
Units from a person in danger, high water, walking out in the water. Can y'all just answer up, make sure y'all okay? 520, I'm with 346. So we're okay right now. Water's pushing us pretty hard. So we're trying to move back towards our cars a little bit. Fire department saying get out the water. They're coming with that boat, so.
All right, so up to my chest. Outstanding.
I don't know if you could have seen on that on the video, Hernandez and Officer Hill were on that one edge, and then I believe it was Jameson and his partner. It was Officer Helm. What they had to do prior to going out there, of course, I'll say this: Helm is a former combat Marine, so he's got a lot of training, of course, and being in water. So what he did, and he was reminded, you don't see it on the video, but they knew better to go ahead and take off some of their gear, took off their vests, took off their duty belts, and then started to wade out there. You can't see it because it was really dark. However, she was pushed off the main roadway, and she was pushed off into that, like Hernandez said, she was pushed off the roadway into that little funnel where the water was kind of going off. So what you could only see from the front end of her vehicle was dipped into the water, and the back end was sticking out. So they were able to communicate between the two, and led to her successful retrieval. So, yes, sir.
Can you play it for us one more time?
Yeah.
I didn't get it.
No, that's fine.
Now, Officer Hernandez, did he come from the other side?
Yes.
That's what I thought,
Right.
okay.
So you're saying that-
He's not in that video at all?
No, not at all.
That's right, he's on the other side of the car.
What you're seeing here is Jameson's video.
Okay.
That's him, and way back in the back there, that's Hernandez and Hill. And she's back over here.
We're walking that way too. Myself and Romeo 346. We're already.
That's Sergeant Brian Simmons. He is a Sergeant Simons. I'm sorry. He is out at Northwest Patrol. He's actually kind of he's the on-scene person who's doing the coordination of the elements trying to find him.
Is that a body cam or?
It's a body cam. No, it's his body. This one right here. The one that we're
I don't know how much
giving to
further
us.
I'm gonna be able to get out here because I'm not supposed to.
Units from a person in danger, high water, walking out in the water. Can y'all just answer up, make sure y'all okay?
Did the body cam survive?
Yes, sir. He still has it
So
on.
we're okay right now. Water's pushing us pretty hard. So we're trying to move back towards our cars a little bit. Fire department saying get out the water. They're coming with that boat, so.
All right, so up to my chest. Outstanding.
And as with on that night again, it was very rainy. There was a lot of water rescues going on in the North Texas area. I know that there was a couple of others that weren't as successful, and this one was successful, and we're very fortunate for that. You had asked us if we had happened to have any particular training regarding high water rescue. We do have a boat team that's out at the lake, and then of course we have DFR, and you'll hear it on the video where they say, "Hey, get out the water." The officers at that time, of course, they're hearing it from dispatch and send that information out. And I know at one point she was blowing on the horn for the officers so they could locate her. And like he said, and it's truthful that you have to think with a clear and common sense, but you cannot you're not going to sit there as an officer, just sit and watch somebody just die in front of you. And the rescue and getting that person to go back to their loved ones and their families, what we dedicate ourselves to. That's why we put the badge on. So that's what happened today and that day. Everybody was successful, and we were safe, and everybody went home. Any other